Greetings viewers, welcome to another Evil strategy session. I am Evil. I have a 3v3 with Zeus, big ass Tatas, nice, and Leeches going up against Evil, Kevin, and Unsleep, the super frightful name of Kevin. So off we go to the races. Since one of my kicks right now is looking at base construction, I'm looking at Evil's construction, and we have the ramp all the way over here and up the ramp, so we have a little bit of good base defense in terms of funneling, but these two gateways probably should have been over here on this side to prevent this. Checking out, Zeus builds this, builds a proxy pylon over here. Gonna pause for a second. So this strategy happens a lot, especially on this map. We always have to watch for it. It happens right behind this mineral line. You have the power field extending up here. Now you can't warp in if you can't see, I believe, but that's what we have an overlord for. So the theory is either you warp in your pylon and then hide your probe over here to give you sight, or you have your buddy, such as Big Ass Tatas, fly his overlord over here, giving you sight so you can warp in. Obviously you have to have warp in, but that ain't far away. So this is, I believe this is the Korean four-gate warp strategy as seen on Team Liquid. I've tried to use this a couple times myself, but I've seen it. This is not, I don't think this is the exact build for it, but it's pretty good. Meanwhile, so we have Kevin over here. Gateway, so the gateway blocking off. We got a forge. Nope, Cybernetics core going down. Here's a forge. We're going to build some cannons here. I'll come back to this this base construction in just a bit. And Unsleep going ahead for a pretty standard safe build up front. And you know, nothing wrong with this defense whatsoever. You could line up some siege tanks here, have some additional marines, etc. Although this has just finished building, otherwise get these marines in. So I've looked at Zeus's base, taking a look at Leech's base real quick. Very, very good base construction. Not really anybody getting in here. If it would be possible, move this cannon over here to this side. Maybe move this cannon, give them a bigger trio, and move this forge up a little bit. Having the pylon in front is a little dangerous, but it's well protected by these cannons. So, I mean, everybody's going to go for that pylon, shut everything down, and move forward. So, we'll just go ahead and continue on with the match. So, we have decided on an early attack. Was what we really want to do. I want to watch Unsleep's view for a second. And Unsleep notices this pylon. Unsleep can see this pylon. So, Zeus wanted to construct it back just a little bit more. Yep, there it is. He gets a good spot on it, and he warns us, hey, I see this pylon here. He gets an active sight on it. So Evil has taken control of Kevin's zealots, and Unsleep said, hey, I see this pylon, and Evil immediately turns around, and Unsleep says, no, I got to just keep going. So we're going to leave Unsleep's view and go back to everyone's view. Just understand that Unsleep's going to wipe that out with marines. So Evil comes swinging on through. He encounters a little bit of resistance, and I mean a little bit, like two Zerglings that were there for sight, and pushes on up into Zeus's base. Lover of Greek mythology that I am, I feel kind of bad about attacking Zeus, but you know, not too bad apparently. So going straight for the Cybernetics core. I don't want Stalkers out. Anybody with good micro skills can micro out Stalkers, and just, I have slow Zealots. They can just wipe them out. And I don't want to see any more of those. You know, yes, the sentries are great and they're powerful and they're wonderful, but I really hate seeing Stalkers up against me. So take out that Cybernetics core, take out a pylon, move my troops in here, and I've got them supply locked. So that's kind of where I want to be. I screw up here on the probes bad. If I were microing my guys the way they should be, here's what would have happened. This right here is wonderful. And at one point I have my my zealot hold position. I think it's this one right here, and the probes can't get around him, so they can only attack one at a time. Well, if they can only attack one at a time, I can pop them off pretty easy. At some point, I then move this zealot out, and they get a surround off, and I felt really dumb about it. Unsleep's moving his troops out, and at some point, I'm like, don't bother with it. I'm getting out microed here by big-ass Tatas. You know, Roaches, ranged units are great. They don't need to stay and fight. They can hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. And at this point, Evil's like, you know, screw this. We got to go attack something. But the good news is I have cut Zeus's income down to nothing. His resources are good, but his income is squat because he's been dodging around this for about the last 2-3 minutes. So threat is cleared. Back to mining he goes. Here goes Unsleep's troops, and you know, wisely pull them back. They're just going to get slaughtered. There's no point to it. So Evil, go ahead and bring out some more zealots. Let's see what kind of future planning am I doing. I'm looking for warp gates as a possibility because we haven't seen anything from Leeches yet. Alright, so here's where I'm going to pick on Kevin a little bit. This is good base construction in terms of you got something high power up front, you've got a blockable point here, but one pylon. is powering 2 gateways, a cybernetics core, 3 cannons, and a forge. And there is an open channel to it. So if these troops move out and Zerglings come in, this pylon goes down in about 10 seconds. So another pylon would be great. You know, maybe put another pylon here or here flanking it so that nothing can really just punch through real quick. But this single pylon is killer. Be very, very careful with that. And in terms of leeches, he now has 5 cannons protecting this one pylon, and that's great. But this is super dangerous. You can get a surround off on this pylon and just eat it alive. Whereas again, going back to leeches, you can't get a full surround. You barely get around to it. Got some stuff going on. So here comes a fairly well-coordinated attack, I think. It's a decent attack. Second wave going in on Zeus here. Go ahead and get rid of the income stats so we can see the battles going on. Big-ass Tatas pushes in. Evil says, uh-oh, gotta get out of here, but that's mostly because I know Unsleep's troops are coming and he has Marauders with concussion missiles. So that will turn the tide for us. This is a really great battle that's about to happen. So I want to see it. Here comes Unsleep's ranged troops. Yeah, force field's great, but one force field, we can get around that pretty easy. Guardian Shield might have been a better option with ranged troops coming in. So here's the scenario. We're pushing forward, and I'm knowing in my head, okay, I've got control of Kevin's troops here. I want to push forward. I want to push them just far enough back so we can get into Zeus's base. I don't want to annihilate their army. I don't give a crap about that. I want to annihilate Zeus at this point and make it a 3v2. So we push them far enough back. They're on their heels. We're in. As soon as we get in, say, Unsleep, do me a favor and hold this ramp. Just hold this ramp and let us do our damage in here. You can hold the ramp against these roaches and such. And the great thing to do is just have your marine shield up front and your marauders behind them and just take the damage, but hold them back. I'm trying this new strategy out with my team, or my team and I are trying this strategy out, or however we want to think of it. Whatever. So here it is. Unsleep does a brilliant job, holds this line right here against big-ass Tatas and Zeus's troops trying to come in, while Evil takes his and Kevin's troops in to do the damage. This is great. There's no one behind us. If Unsleep had run his troops in as well, good block by the way. If Unsleep had run his troops in as well, sure, we could have all been attacking in this area, but we would have also been swarmed behind, and then we would have been sandwiched. And they're just being attacked from 2 different directions sucks. Just to point out the AI, come on, man. I'm telling these guys to attack the Nexus, and they're trying to dance around it, and they can't. And they try and dance on this side, but they can't get to it, so they stop, and they're bouncing back and forth. Give me a damn break. The AI can't figure out to swing around just a little bit more to the right and hit the open side. That's ridiculous. So, Unsleep's troops do finally get slaughtered, that's the way it goes, but we're able to take out Zeus's Nexus, and in about 2 seconds here, we're going to take out this pylon too, and officially supply lock Zeus. Nope, I ain't falling for that micro. I'm going to do my damage and be done. Crush, there it goes. So now Zeus is supply locked, so we have effectively taken him out, at least out enough. Could I have managed these troops better? Yes. I did not manage them as well as I could have. But, doing the damage that needs to be done over here. So let's check out. In the meantime, I'll go back to income here. Leeches has put himself an expansion base down. He brings his troops out to guard it. Let's see. Unsleep has same bases. He's put down a starport, going for another command center. He's going to lift that one off. Kevin is bringing in he's got some warp gates. Just go ahead and transform this into a warp gate as well. May as well. It's the same damage. But the single pylon is killing me. I think I made fun of him a little bit in the game. If not, I will later. So Evil slaps down a couple pylons, slaps down a Nexus. Good troop moving here over leeches. Evil sees the base that Zeus is putting down, tries to attack it, but zealot, whatever. But Zeus is completely supply locked. He's out for a while. It's gonna. I mean, he does have a ton of. He's got all of his probes over here, so he's gonna be able to recover fairly quickly. One hint. Zeus, don't bother warp gate, or don't bother hotkeying your warp gates. You've got W. It's an automatic hotkey. I know you know that. These were probably done when they were actual gateways instead of warp gates, but don't waste that one. Use that for troops or something else. So Evil says, let's meet up. We're gonna go cause some more damage. Kevin and Evil send out, and here comes Unsleep. We're all gonna go out and try, and I believe our main intention was to finish off Zeus. We just want him done. Kevin slaps down an expansion base here, so we're going to all have expansions going up. See, now Zeus recovers real fast. He does have a ton of stuff, so he recovers. We see this expansion base and say, you know what, we need to kill that too.